How you guys doing? There's attempted murder charges against the government for mistaken identity and for holding me hostage under the Mark Ray name, and the activity of the government being in possession of identification of which my mother had submitted to courts and to the Treasury and to the Supreme Court, which they have documents, and a lot of other people in government have documentation of my identity. And in reference to my mother and father's companies, they have documentation of my identity and my mother and father's properties, in reference to photographs of me and who I am, in reference to mansions and properties and businesses. It's on record at the Treasury too. So, in reference to the government intentionally mistaking my identity and raping me and trying to steal my penis or what they stole, they must face a death penalty. And the activity of them trying to steal diamonds from my anatomy, or their activity of trying to steal sperm or hermaphrodite eggs, they must get prosecuted. And in reference to diagnosis murder, crimes of the Drug Enforcement Task Force that tried to accuse me of drugs, they must face the death penalty for damaging my face and teeth and surveillancing me, and their lies and accusations as they have conspired with political Germans and Middle Eastern Germans, and if it was black Germans they were conspiring with. The government must get prosecuted for their diagnosis crimes. They accused me of drugs. I've never done drugs in my entire life. The activity, they tried to accuse me of alcoholism. I don't even drink. Never been an alcoholic, not never. These government people must get prosecuted for their false accusations and their false diagnoses, and they must face the death penalty for slandering my health, and they must get charged for physically assaulting me and causing damage to my body, and their satellite activity of hurting my left leg and my lower leg and kneecap, and them hurting other parts of the body, and them warping the face, and them trying to sink in the cheeks of the face. That is attempts of murder too. That is physical assault. Like they're trying to mess up baby fat, you know what I mean? Like in reference to what they call baby fat, in reference to a cuter density of tissue of the face. These people have tried to damage my facial tissue, obviously. Them damaging the teeth under their misdiagnoses of them accusing me of drugs. I've never done drugs, never been involved in no shit. And they must get charged for 100% attempts of murder. And that motherfucker that claimed he thought I was in his drug rehabilitation program, that man is psycho. I've never been in any drug rehabilitation program, and the government man must get prosecuted. And somebody said, "Oh, they pulled you over in California on Westwood." Yeah, somebody said that those cops tried to rape me too, didn't they? And in Westwood Police Department. And they said that was set up by Jay Rockefeller and his people that had been involved in the murder of my mother, Doris Duke. When he tried to frame me. Was Jay Rockefeller the court judge? Did he dress up as the court judge in that court case? And he and his government agents even raped me in the courtroom or something? Was he involved in that? And the attorney was obviously in on it with Jay Rockefeller or whoever the court judge was. There has to be charges on those people too for whatever they did. And he tried to say that you turned from the right-hand lane. No, there's no evidence of me ever turning from the right-hand lane into the left lane. He tried to claim that I crossed a lane. I did not cross the lane. I was in the inside lane next to the yellow line when I made a left turn after passing the Mongolian restaurant in 2020 video, when I had two people that was friends, though they were two people that was with me at the time, and somebody had tried to say that Jay Rockefeller and Frank Sinatra had both had contact with those people. It was Rolando and another guy named Mark. And the reference to the Top Entertainment, or what was it? Bobby Chance acting school in Rolando. But in reference to the Top Entertainment, which is on Vine Street and Hollywood Boulevard. It's very important information in reference to people. So in reference to men that's tried to rape me, cops that tried to rape me in different cities and states, and somebody communicated there was cops in Las Vegas that tried to rape me, or they were FBI or CIA people. And there was possibly 3,000 people involved, 3,500 people involved or something. It's what somebody communicated or something. Those people have to get ordered into court. And there's like 6,000 other people they've communicated that tried to rape me and tried to murder me. And all those people have to be ordered into court and prosecuted. And the postal thieves, I'm not sure how many of those people there are, but those people have to get ordered into court. And obviously they need court judges from other cities and states because nothing is being handled correctly here. I have not received any compensation or any emergency money or relief money from anywhere. They're choking me. And this government man has tried to murder me by accusing me of being in his drug rehabilitation program. And he's one of the satellite controllers. He must be charged with full-fledged 100% manslaughter and first-degree attempts of murder and rape and penis theft crimes and blood and sperm and genetic theft. And the medical people that was working with him that tried to call me crazy, they must get charged for diagnosis murder, sex crimes, sperm theft, poaching, activities of stealing diamonds from my body, and holding me hostage in their activity of their false games of trying to evaluate somebody that they created a false accusation of. I've never done drugs, never been a criminal, I don't steal. These government people must get prosecuted for their fucking crimes. All their activity of accusations, they're trying to dig up falsifications. They're trying to make up slander of somebody not liking me for them trying to cover up the way that they murdered my parents or the way they tried to murder me. They're trying to find some bullshit little thing that they thought they could cause their domino effect for trying to steal billions of dollars of my money and my mother and father's money. And anybody that's holding on to any money, any police station or politician or government office must make a video stating that they are holding on to monies in a certain amount or above a certain amount. If they do not, they need to get arrested for trying to hide monies that they stole from my mother, of which my mother had sent to me or had delivered to locations which they were holding on to, and they were trying to hide it, and they were trying to nitpick on me. Like if the law enforcement was holding on to it, these motherfuckers was torturing me with satellites, trying to claim that they thought they would try to make up some traffic violation. When I have royal diplomatic immunity, and it even tells you I have legal right to drive any way that I want to, or anything I need to, based on any situation. And somebody wants it known that I was never supposed to pay for a drop of gas because my parents owned oil companies and gas stations, but I've had to pay for gas the whole time. Somebody just communicated that. And they wanted it known. And there's even been court cases back in the 80s that I wasn't supposed to have to spend money here because it was an extortion scheme and a ransom scheme that these politicians and government agents was running, and their money laundering game of stealing monies that belonged to me that I was supposed to have received, their racketeering crimes of these government people stealing money, and their activity of trying to murder me. They must get prosecuted, and they must get charged for their psychoanalyzing game and their mutilation game of the teeth. My dentistry records are documented. My teeth was documented as 100% perfect. Any damage that was on the teeth, these people had caused it. Any damage on the body, such as spider veins or missing penis size or length, these people must get prosecuted. The damage of the tailbone, the damage of the shoulder, them damaging my tailbone with satellites, and their activity of raping me and physically assaulting me, never received any compensation. They must get prosecuted and they must go to prison. Whoever they are, they face the death penalty. The activity of me having an injured shoulder when I tripped over a dolly that somebody had placed on the loading dock, I've not received any compensation from that at all. The activity of these people physically assaulting me with satellites, government people plotting their way of trying to murder me by trying to make it look like an accident is attempts of murder, and they must get prosecuted in reference to the political party and their racism, because I'm not their race. These German politicians tried to murder me, and the black Germans tried to murder me in reference to the ones that are politicians that tried to murder me. They were plotting against me, and they were trying to steal my identity and my ethnicity, and they must get charged for trying to call me a German. I am not a German. The medical industry knows that I am not a German, but people have allowed these people to call me a German. I am not a German, and my parents got murdered by Germans and other people that was conspiring with the Germans. So those people must get ordered into court for their lies of trying to call me a German, them slandering my character. There are people trying to misrepresent my identity. They must get prosecuted. When the government is holding on to identification, they have not delivered it through the postal mail. They have not delivered nothing. They have been holding me hostage and burning me with satellite surveillance and causing damage and markings on the body. And I am a historic person of my mother and father's estates and companies. And it says, do not ever mark on my body and do not cause any damage to my body. And do not rape me. Do not sexually assault me. Do not steal from me. And do not make me try to have to go after people. It is endangerment in reference to the court system for me to have to go after people because that's what their intentions are. They were trying to force me to have to go after them where they would try to murder me if I had to go after them. It's like a setup, an ambush, somebody trying to lead somebody into a situation as their way of murdering me is what they have tried to do. And they must get prosecuted for every goddamn crime and every type of violation and every misrepresentation of information. Rural protocols in the media of my identity, it's been there since I was born.